Hello, welcome back to the daily Chicago Grit updates. Today is day 4. We are at Mundelein, which is way out there. Long drive today. So this is kind of a more technical day than yesterday. It's a nice circuit. It's got like this defining feature is the roundabout. You can see down in the corner of the map. It's got a beer garden in the middle. And yeah, so there's quite a bit of action going on in this race. There's going to be a lot more attacks, a lot more dynamic race than yesterday. I really enjoyed this course today. I thought it was super cool. So early in the race, I'm just trying to stay up front to see if I can follow some early moves. Not looking to jump and blow myself up too early like yesterday. But I do think that it's worth trying for a break on this course. Just because it's a little more technical, a little more strung out through this roundabout section. There's a little bit of a slight rise on the back end, and then a pretty sharp corner coming up, which we'll skip ahead to. Yeah, this one's kind of a double left-hander coming onto the start-finish straightaway, so pretty much a 180. You can kind of get a couple pedal strokes in if you're solo there, and carry a good amount of momentum onto the start-finish straight. So there were quite a few early attacks. I'm kind of just setting an easy pace on the front here. Not sure how I ended up there. But this guy is going to launch an attack up the left-hand side while it's slow. And he gets pretty good gap immediately. Going to let some other people chase him down, hopefully. But it's positive signs that there could be some breakaway potential early on this course. So here we are a little bit later. This guy's caught. Things bunch up, everything slows down, and I've got some momentum, and I don't have to invest a huge amount of watts up over this hill to get a pretty decent sized gap established. Yeah, it doesn't take very long to establish a gap, and then I'm off the front, which is nice on this course, because you can pedal through a lot of corners, save a lot of time through the technical sections, kind of pick the choicest lines, is how it works out, so I'm not mad about being out front so early, but hopefully we get a couple bridgers. We'll see how this plays out.
Another solo attack. New Orleans rolling.
Always nice to get a shout out to the club.
I'm Canadian.
And then I decided to yell at this Manitoba team tent that I was Canadian in my NOLA Fix jersey, so I thought maybe that way I'd get a little bit of Canadian support. Unfortunately, like pretty much every other race in this series, there's a $50 preem called on this lap while I was dying out there. But my Canadian cheering section was keeping me motivated, so I was going to try to stay out front for this one more lap and try to hang on to the $50 preem, hopefully. So the Bell launched two guys up out of the field who came up to my wheel pretty quickly, closed the gap on that last lap. We still had a little gap. I'm hurting pretty bad. Heart rate's like 185, so I'm just going to try to sit in the draft and maybe see if maybe they're more interested in a breakaway than $50. But I've been off the front for like 7 laps, I think, at this point, maybe more. So I'm pretty, it was like a 10-minute effort. I'm decently cooked, so I don't think I'm going to be out sprinting anyone for $50 right now. After the preem sprint, we kind of come back together, hoping we can sort of join forces through this. Once we get through this technical section, maybe I'll come back together. My new buddy Jordan that I was talking to after the race, he kind of takes a weird line here, so I end up passing him when I was hoping to sit on. Got to close this small gap. Guy up front sits up. I don't think he has any interest in a breakaway, unfortunately.
We gotta work together, guys. We gotta get rotate.
Jordan wants to roll, but the air is gone out of this breakaway, so we're going to get caught very shortly. Ready to fold back into the pack and recover for maybe some more attacks later on. So we're quite a bit deeper into the race here. Different from yesterday where everyone was kind of moving up all the time on every opportunity they got. It would bunch up, get really wide. Everyone was fighting for space. This course I found it was hard. People were tired. It was strung out, and you can find spots to move up at will there. Like I just rode the entire length of the field pretty much for free. So it was pretty easy to sit into the back, and then like there's a move going off to the front here, so it was pretty easy to move up and kind of keep an eye on things when I needed to, and spend a little energy, but I could recover pretty good otherwise. So at this point, I'm still just kind of chilling in the field, trying to get my heart rate back under control. I think I'm starting to feel decent again here, but I want to keep my efforts to a minimum for later in the race and wait till I find an opportunity to attack again. There were like 4 or 5 preems in this race. It was pretty full on. It was making for everyone seemed pretty gassed and pretty on the limit. And this course was sort of technical. There was this right-hander was kind of interesting. There was like a cobbled line on the inside that you could take that I liked. It was pretty ripping fast, and then you kind of want to pedal through this roundabout, but yeah, you don't want to pedal too much through the roundabout when it's fast. It's one of those ones you kind of like apex the roundabout at a couple points, and you have to ease off the pedaling, and then you can pedal around it. So it's really tricky. And then when you're, my heart rate's high. Maybe that guy was on the limit. It's hard to know exactly how much to pedal. So he found out, unfortunately. Hope he's all good. So we're getting into the final here. There's a preem lap with 3 to go that gassed everyone pretty good. And then you can see there's a guy a little bit off the front here who attacked after the preem, which is always a big brain move. Everybody's tired. He got a good sized gap, and I was thinking I had pretty decent legs, which now I'm looking down, my heart rate's 183. I'm suffering, but I'm hoping everyone's hurting worse. And I put in an attack here through this left-hander and into the sort of technical section to see if I can bridge up to him. So I get a little bit of a gap on the field, but just stay on the gas of this downhill and try to keep the speed as high as I can. I feel like I'm gaining on him, but it looks like the field is closing me down. And you kind of hit a little bit of a headwind coming out of this roundabout, and I pretty much just dropped the anchor. So yeah, it looks like, he's right there. I think this is the guy who went on to win the race and stayed away. You won't really see it from my camera angle. I'm a little bit far back from the sprint, so I can't tell what this guy looks like and what the winner looks like. But if it's this guy, then great move, chapeau, sir. But yeah, I'm caught. I'm going to try to fold back into the field, not too deep, and just maintain my position for the last lap. So final lap, I'm a little bit deep here, sitting like 10th, 12th wheel, not too bad. Pretty much where you want to be. I'm pretty confident I can move up, make up a few spots on this last lap. Give up 1 or 2 in that corner, unfortunately, but we keep the speed pretty high, not getting swarmed or anything. Then coming into this downhill, I'm going to try to make up some spots through here and through the roundabout, so I'm going to take this rip-in inside line here, which I think you can carry more speed on this thing. It's just more direct if there's a spot to slot in. Unfortunately, there is not. I get kind of pushed to the outside of the roundabout, which is definitely slower. But I'm going to switch track here, move to the inside, and get on the wheel of, I forget this guy's name. He won the box crit yesterday. Real strong sprinter, so I like the look of being on his wheel, and seems like he's going to move me up to the front of the bunch where I need to be. So he's making up a few wheels here. We're doing 32, 33. It's hard to move up when you're going that fast, but he's doing a decent job at it. Now coming into this final corner, I'm confident I can make up a few more spots if I slide up the inside. A little bit of a dive bomb here, but I squeeze through cleanly, keep my speed, stay on the inside of Sprinty Boy here. I'm going to jump straight on his wheel, see what I can do. Hopefully we make up some spots, but this course was pretty hard today. I think he was probably pretty tired. It seemed like everyone was pretty tired. I'm not really making up any spots here. No one's pulling away. It's just one of those days. Everyone's a little bit gassed. The last corner was kind of crazy. Let's take a look at what happened behind me there. So this Bad Bikes guy is on my wheel. I've kind of slotted in, established my position for inside line into this turn. It's probably 3 wide, but there's plenty of space for everyone. So you can see there's another Bad Bikes rider who slides up onto his teammate's hip here, and he's coming in hot for the inside dive bomb. He's left it quite a bit later for me, so he's going right at, it looks like he's well inside of me, but he's kind of aiming, once I start turning here, he's like pointed directly at the side of my bike, kind of is how it works out. There's no space for him in this corner here, so he doesn't get his bars in front of mine. He knows he doesn't have position, so he's got to kind of grab some brakes here, which is the right thing to do. Keep yourself safe. Don't crash into me and hurt yourself. That would suck. So, no harm done. He didn't do anything wrong here. He thought he could get in front of me into that corner, but unfortunately, he didn't quite shoot the gap, and he's got to check up, and that's why it's pretty easy for me to kind of keep my position in the sprint, because they all had to hit brakes and lost all the momentum. So I'm sprinting. I got a few extra miles an hour on them, and it's no big deal to stay away. So, yeah, the last corner, how you take it can be super critical in these creds. Anyway, I rolled in for 11th place on the day, I think. I wasn't too disappointed with that. It was honestly such a fun race. Had a great time out there, and I probably need to do less work, honestly. Solo breakaway attempt, stupid. I was hoping someone would bridge up. And the attack with 2 to go, I thought I could make it happen, but, burned too many matches during the race, I guess. Didn't have the legs, but you got to try things if you want to win. Had a great time out there. Stay tuned for the next one. We got, I think it's more of a hot dog, like 4-corner crit tomorrow, so maybe we'll experiment with sitting in for 40 minutes and giving it one good go. All right, see you next time.